Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Hello there, good morning and thanks for tuning into Adoatv Television. This is the AM News live from our studios at the John Evans Fifia Timos High Street in Accra. We also streaming live on Facebook at Adoatv Ghana, on YouTube at Adoatv GH and around the world at adoatnewsonline.com. My name is Jonathan Amanal. Coming up in this bulletin, we'll take you to Parliament where Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Alban Bagbin, has referred police to Privileges Committee over harassment of Medina Member of Parliament. Also, Mr. Agboja has stated that banning tricycles from highways is unconstitutional as he probed Mr. Henry Quartey, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, that he is overstepping the authority under his watch. And in the world of business, poultry farmers struggle to meet demand of feed ahead of Christmas. We have the details to that and more right in the news bulletin. Please do stay. Thanks for staying with us. Remember, this is your hub of comprehensive and compendious news update. My name is Jonathan Amanal. Our very first story. Member of Parliament for Medina constituency, Honorable Francis Xavier Susu, today, as of yesterday, on the floor of Parliament, has petitioned the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament to cite ACP Isaac Kojo Asante, Regional Operations Commander, and ACP Eric Winfo, the Adenta Abokobi Divisional Commander of Police, for contempt of Parliament. He demanded that the Right Honorable Speaker take action with respect to Article 117 of the 1992 Constitution and Order 28 of the Standing Orders of Parliament, as well as the matter being referred to the Privileges Committee for further probing.
His recent action follows an attempted arrest against him by ACP Isaac Kojo Asante, Regional Operations Commander, and ACP Eric Winfo of the Adenta Abokobi Divisional Commander of Police when he embarked on a protest that had been approved by the police with his constituent over bad roads on Monday, October 25. According to the legislator, prior to the protest, he received news that some protesters had blocked roads and were burning ties, thus the need to rush to the scene and escalate the issue before matters get worse. But after restoring calm, the police, he said, tried to forcefully take him to the station for questioning without relaying the motive, and also failed to acknowledge him as a sitting member of Parliament who had a parliamentary call to attend and could not be apprehended until the Speaker of Parliament is contacted.
Honorable Speaker, at the end of the demonstration, whilst addressing the people, I had noticed that I was wanted at the Regional Police Command. Mr. Speaker, I inquired that I was supposed to come to Parliament to ranking members and deputy ranking members meeting at 11. So even though the demonstration was scheduled to end at 11, we hurried and made sure that we ended by 10 a.m. so I can come to Parliament. So I made this known to the police and asked that if it is just an invitation to do a post-mortem of the demonstration, they should allow me to come to Parliament. After Parliament, I can always come there, or the following day, I would come. Mr. Speaker, they insisted that they were not going to allow me to go. So I inquired, are you putting me under arrest? If you are putting me under arrest, then you need to tell me the reasons for the arrest. and read out my rights to me. And knowing that I'm a sitting member of parliament on parliamentary duties, you would have to write to the Right Honourable Speaker before I can respond to any criminal complaint that you may want to bring. Mr. Speaker, after this conversation, I went on to speak to the rest of the media men and made it very clear that the invitation that I had been given, I declined the invitation, and that they know what they should do appropriately by writing to the Speaker.
This gross disrespect and manhandle for the Medina legislator amounts to an act intended to impede and obstruct the legitimate discharge of his duties as a member of parliament, and the said act is an affront to the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana.
Mr. Speaker, right after my interview, the police officers under the command of the said ACP Isaac Kojo Asante, the Regional Operations Commander, and Eric Winfo, the Divisional Commander of Adenta Abokobi, led their boys to manhandle me, their men to manhandle me and virtually held me and humiliated me right in the presence of my constituents with whom we were demanding for better roads. Right, Honourable Speaker, but for the fact that the youth ganged up to rescue me from the hands of the police, they would have just bundled me like a common criminal into their standing vehicle. And Mr. Speaker, when the youth eventually supported me and got me into my vehicle, Mr. Speaker, the said police officers stood in front of my vehicle and continued to bang my vehicle and refused that they were not going to allow me to leave the venue of the demonstration until I mustered courage and sped off the area. Mr. I believe that the conduct of the said two officers are clear. They are clearly in contempt of the work that I do as a member of parliament and in contempt of this parliament.
He therefore petitioned the Right Honourable Speaker to refer the matter to its Privileges Committee.
He served me with a letter dated 14th October 2021, in which the police itself prescribed the date for the demonstration, which was 25th October 2021. And it was this day that we embarked on this demonstration, which, in my estimation, did not record any casualty and was one of the most peaceful demonstrations, except that the people were out there venting their anger. At the end of the day, we were able to control that. Under those circumstances, I didn't see the reason why, as a sitting member of parliament of this August House, the police would manhandle me in that manner. To the extent that, Mr. Speaker, when I left, there were intel all over that the police had sent people to my house, to my area, and I could not even stay in my own house for the last 48 hours. Mr. Speaker, based on these matters, I wish that Mr. Speaker would exercise your powers under Order 31 of the Standing Orders of Parliament to refer this matter to the Privileges Committee for further investigation. I respectfully submit to you.
The Right Honourable Speaker hence accordingly referred the matter to its Privileges Committee to investigate the complaints and submit a report back to the House.
In the circumstances, I can only, under Order 31, direct that the matter be referred to the Committee of Privileges. The committee will investigate the complaint and will submit a report to the House.
So that was excerpt of what actually transpired as of yesterday in Parliament. We'll do well to follow closely as and when development unfolds in that respect. Now, away from that, the minorities representative who serves as the ranking member on Parliament Roads and Transport Committee governs, Kwame Agboja, described what he calls unconstitutional attempt by the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Mr. Henry Korte, to ban the use of tricycles on the highways. According to him, the regional minister is overstepping his authority under his watch, since there is no law in this country that gives power to regional ministers to determine which vehicles ply on which roads. However, the ranking member noted that if the minister wants to truly ban tricycles on highways, he should use the appropriate measures to get the laws passed.
This comes after the ban on tricycles, widely known as Aboboya, on Accra's highways was announced to take effect from November 1, 2021. The Greater Accra Regional Minister Henry Korte, who put out the information, said the major place of concern for the exercise is the Tema motorway, of which this action to rid tricycle operators from the highways forms part of the Let's Make Accra Work agenda. However, speaking to the Parliamentary Press Corps Minorities Representative, who serves as the ranking member on Parliament's Roads and Transport Committee, Kwame Agboja, there are no laws in the country that support the move, adding that it is within the purview of the National Road Safety Authority and the Ministry of Transport.
So if the minister says somewhere next year they are going to stop them, let him be aware he is overstepping the authority under his watch. There's no law in this country that gives power to a regional minister to determine which vehicles drive on which roads. That is within the purview of the National Road Safety Authority and the Ministry of Road and Transport. The only way you should believe what the regional minister is saying is if he can quote a law that backs it. District assemblies and regional coordinating councils can't make a law and say vehicles cannot drive on a particular road. Indeed, I would have expected that we could even have a cycle lane along the motorway. So somebody who lives in Tema, who likes biking, can ride the motorbike or bicycle from Tema to Accra. We don't have that one now. That is what we need to be looking at the moment. So for the regional minister to say that they are going to ban the use of tricycles, I tell him, whilst you have a reason, you are just like treating malaria with paracetamol. The real cause is that the person has got malaria in his body, and painkillers don't cure, malaria. You need to treat malaria itself, then the pain will go.
He added that these tricycles, especially the ones that ply the Tema motorway, carry refuse from households to Tema, where there are recycling plants, since there are hardly any other part of the city.
It is annoying and dangerous when you see Aboboya loaded with refuse on the motorway heading towards Boom, the treatment plant. It is dangerous, we all see it. But the solution is not to say you ban them. If you ban them, the question I ask you is, when they collect the refuse from, Dansoman or Osu, how would the refuse get to the treatment plant at a recycling plant at Boom? Can anybody suggest to me how they are supposed to carry it? Can the regional minister suggest the way by which the refuse that we collect around Accra will end up at the treatment plant without using the motorway? Or is he going to build new or a dedicated motorway for them or road for them?
Mr. Agboja noted that if the minister wants to truly ban tricycles on highways, he should use the appropriate measures to get a law passed. He stated that the regional minister is not only trying to take the job of the MTTD and others, but he is also taking on responsibilities he cannot back with any law.
Currently, there's no law in this country that gives the regional minister that right to say that they are going to ban Aboboya on using the motorways. There's no law in this country. The only reason you can stop any road user, including pedestrians, cyclists, and drivers, are when they fail to show that their vehicles are registered, or they have the proper roadworthiness certificate, or they are driving unsafely on the road. Beyond that, there's no law in this country that stops anybody from using the road. So is a regional minister trying to suggest that he's taking the job of the MTTD and others? No. We all want to help him do his job. But it appears he's taking on responsibilities which he cannot back with any law in this country. And we are cautioning him. If they want to make changes to this, they should liaise with the Minister of Road and Transport through the appropriate agencies for them to bring the appropriate laws to this house to be passed.
So that was Mr. Agboja and the minority's take on the ban of tricycles on Greater Accra's highways as initiated by the Greater Accra Minister, Mr. Henry Quartey. Now, away from that, the 6 years sentence of 29-year-old Joanna Kra for faking a kidnap in Takrady has been described by some people as insensitive as she pled guilty on first trial. However, the question of what the court has for Shatawale and some 4 others who were arrested on various reasons is unclear. The following report has candid details.
After Takrady Circuit Court A sentenced 29-year-old Joanna Kra to 6 years imprisonment over faking a kidnap, some Ghanaians have expressed worry. Others have opined that the court could have been a bit lenient with Joanna as she admitted to the crime at her first trial. Others thought the judge could have considered all of these factors since Joanna had saved them the back and forth. But it wasn't so. She has been sentenced to 6 years imprisonment.
Since she pleaded guilty, she didn't waste the time of the court. She didn't try to argue and give reasons why she did that and all that, but she just pleaded guilty at the first trial. And so I believe that the judge could have exercised some restraint, could have tempered justice with mercy, and then maybe given her a minimal sentence. But 6 years is on high side for me, and then, but I can't question the judge. I mean, that's the maximum sentence for somebody who commits such an offense.
One thing is, cases, though they look similar, but I think they are different. Yeah, and on the other side, so leading the issue, what I expected, the Omodia man is too harsh for, that punishment is too harsh. 6 years, But I think it's somehow different from Shatawale's issue.
Again, this have sparked some questions. Personally, my question has been, what is the fate of people like Ikapim Polo? She was trialed and sentenced to prison. After an appeal, she was back. But she's yet to reappear before court again in December. We have a similar issue with Shatawale, who is yet to receive his trial after his 100,000 Ghana cedis bill. Well, it's the same with Medical and the 3 others. The question has been, if one person has been trialed, someone who said was innocent, has been imprisoned for 6 years, then what is the fate of Shatawale? Will he be charged for 6 years? If he is charged for 6 years, how will the reactions of Ghanaians be like? What will be of the family, the SM family? I took some reactions from people. Let's take a look at that.
On the judge to temper justice with mercy, and then Shatawale is the face of our entertainment industry. If he is sent to prison even for 6 months, it's going to affect the industry a lot. I'm not saying he has done the wrong thing and so he should be allowed to, he should be freed, and then somebody else was jailed and then he should be free. But then I think, yes, even though there is a similarity, but Shatawale did that for a purpose and then he turned himself into the police.
I think it. No. Because also on the industry, on the other side, no here for showbiz. Or here for showbiz. Though I'm working out good, but punishment is not the man in the year. Yeah, no, my 6 years is too much for Shatawale.
So the money na yenye because who chrome na who ya dia scale obia or chrome na enye because even Ghana will cry yes roye yeah, the thing is what then che won show e gbe na sa ka na me na otashi no boko ba ka gbe mi alo aka tu e ba man no e be fine na ka ni sana me pa because he Jesus ban papa ni call people intention about you. Do another thing, but not killing or somebody put on gun on me is not good. So they have to stop that things. So next time
others say Shatawale did what he did for a cause, to get rid of prophecies of doom and also for show business.
Yes, Shatawale's case is also on false publication, and so it's also a misdemeanor. But the issue here is that Shatawale did that for a cause, for a purpose, which I believe has been achieved, because yesterday or 3 days ago, the police department had a meeting with the religious groups across the country to address this issue about prophets and pastors always prophesying doom. They don't prophesy anything good or better about the country. Tomorrow it is this person who die, tomorrow it is that person who die. I mean, how do you prophesy that somebody is going to die on a specific day? And the prophet was very emphatic that on the 18th of October, Shatawale was going to be shot dead.
I think Shatawale from Onwane West, no time I'll call inside, no, or can be say, or the way deterrent to the others. Say, be our my prophecy, be you should be, you know, I don't know, you should make a stand firm, say, be already a finyakopon, and I will work out. Yeah, in Tiama is a prophecies, you know, as of for baby, say. Or modest any other EBR for fame, because it be more here to just to catch a clout keke.
Reporting for Adoatv News, my name is Will.
Remains the AM News live on Adoatv Television. Now let's switch over to some happenings in the world of business. Data from the Bank of Ghana has revealed that the top 10 non-traditional commodities exported during the second quarter of 2021 saw a 15% increase in value. According to the Bank of Ghana's second quarterly bulletin, the change in the value amounts to $316.53 million US compared to $273.44 million recorded in the same period in 2020.
Data from the Bank of Ghana has revealed that the top 10 non-traditional commodities exported during the second quarter of 2021 saw a 15% increase in value. According to the Bank of Ghana's second quarterly bulletin, the change in value amounts to $316.53 million United States dollars, which is also compared to $273.44 million United States dollars recorded for the same period in 2021. The top 10 non-traditional items exported in the review period were cashew nuts, prepared or preserved tuna, palm oil and its fractions, aluminiums, among others. Cashew nuts, which topped the list, accounted for $116.17 million United States dollars, representing a 36.70% of total export of non-traditional export products. Palm oil and its fractions, prepared or preserved tuna, recorded $46.18 million United States dollars and $25.65 million United States dollars respectively. This represents 14.59% and 8.10% respectively of the non-traditional export market. Aluminium saw a whopping 144% increase, moving from $9.46 million United States dollars in the second quarter of last year to $23.14 million United States dollars in the same period this year. Meanwhile, the value mechanized export for quarter 2 of this year saw previously estimated $3,641.28 million United States dollars, indicating an increase of $125.31 million United States dollars, or 3.6% compared to $3,505.97 million United States dollars recorded in the same period in 2020. On the other hand, the total value of mechanized imports for the period under review amounted to $3,426.39 million United States dollars, which is up by 2.3% compared to $3,349.56 million United States dollars recorded last year. The rise was driven by increased demand for oil imports.
And some more business stories ahead of the Christmas season. The Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association of Ghana says it has still not been able to meet the demand of feed needed for birds by its members and other poultry farmers in the country. In July this year, 5 out of the 55 feed mills in the country had to shut down due to a lack of raw materials needed to make feed for the birds. According to the association, the current demand for feed is 4 times higher than what they are supplying, but the association is putting in place measures to acquire some machinery that will help them scale up production to meet the demand for feed ahead of the Yuletide. More business news. Do well to log on to our website on adoanewsonline.com/business. Now, in the world of sport, StarTimes Ghana is set to invest over $1 million into the production of matches of the 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League season. StarTimes, with its mother company in Asia, has been a partner of Ghana Football Association in the last few years.
StarTimes Ghana was the official broadcast rights holders of the Ghana Premier League, the 2021-2022 football season, where the same outfits will be in charge of televising matches of the Ghana Premier League. StarTimes Ghana has promised fans for a better coverage of games. According to Akofa Banson, who is the marketing manager of StarTimes Ghana, they will invest over $1 million in the production of the matches and will also extend the coverage of the league to other regions.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are extending our coverage to all angles of Ghana. We will be at every match venue for this season. To prove that match day 1, we have Rio Tamale United versus Olympics live on your screens. We're shooting live, covering, producing, and broadcasting the game live from Tamale on your screens. So be rest assured that viewers will be able to watch their clubs from their local environments on television. Well, I may not be able to give you the details as in the exact amounts right now. I'll have to check with my production team. But what I can tell you is that for this season, we're putting in as much as $1 million for production and promotion of the games. Production per game comes with producing on the venue as with cameras, the production crew, and so on and so many things goes into that. And then it also comes to, when you come to the broadcast, there's satellite link charges, uplink, data, bandwidth, a whole lot of things that goes into that. So this season we're putting in $1 million to make that happen.
For the Women's League, the winner will be rewarded with 50,000 Ghana cedis and 40 gold medals, while the runner-up receives 30,000 Ghana cedis and 40 silver medals. Each of the 20 participating clubs will receive jersey team bags, movable mini goal posts, soccer balls, ball bags, combs, and shin guards. Speaking to Madam Rosalind Amu, Vice Chairperson for the Women's Premier League, she said, "These items will help improve the Women's League, churn out talent, and bring the best out of players."
Well, I think that every season we look forward to improving and making the competition better. So definitely this is going to motivate our teams and clubs to give up their best, because I mean, after all, receiving all these, if you don't give good accounts of yourself, then it means that, I mean, we may not be able to attract more people to come and support us. Besides, there are 10 teams, and at the end of the season, 2 teams will be relegated. So I'm sure it is going to be a very tough fight, as everybody would want to stay on in the Premier League to be able to enjoy the goodies. More excitement. Last year was fire, but I think this time it will be more excitement, because don't forget, last season there was no relegation. So people were able to relax. This season, 2 teams will be relegated in each of the zones. Who would allow the club to go on relegation? Because when you go, you are not guaranteed that the next season you can immediately qualify back. And so this is where the excitement will be generated, because everybody will play their heart out to ensure that they gain the necessary points needed to remain in the Premier League.
The 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League is set to kick off on Friday, October 29th, 2021, with newly promoted side Accra Lions set to square off with the Omina Sharks in the season's opening blockbuster at the Accra Sports Stadium. This season's league will also receive a major boost in the area of television coverage, as over 150 live games will be broadcasted across the globe.
A very soothing and wonderful news on the part of Ghana Football Association, and a great initiative by StarTimes Ghana. On that very note, this is how we end the AM News right from our studios at the John Evans Fifiatimos High Street in Accra. For more news, you can do well to log on to our website on adoanewsonline.com. My name is Jonathan Ama. We remain your hub of comprehensive news.